Hello again. Today I'm going to build a very simple crosscut sled. Let me bring you through the build process. I bought two boards of plywood. One was 1200 by 897 and 12mm thick. The other 897 by 600 and 9mm thick. Taking the 12mm board, I rip a 90mm wide fence piece. I do this 8 times and then I cut the base piece to size. If you want to build this project for yourself, I will have build plans linked below. Taking the 9mm board, I rip two 20mm strips. These will be the slides for the sled. With the 8 fence pieces, I make 2 groups of 4. These will be glued up to be the 2 fences of the sled. And make sure to use plenty of glue for this and try to evenly clamp the fence down to be flat. For the main fence, I clamp it against the level. The level gives the fence something flat to reference against while it's clamped and drying. This will hopefully make it more straight. While they dry up, I will work on the slides and making them fit better into the miter slots. You want these to be tight, not loose, but not so tight that they won't slide in the slot. That's why I'll slowly sand away at the side of the sleds, checking every now and then to see how well they feel. At first, the slides grab a little, but especially at the start. After sanding it a few times, the slides glide smoothly and are nice and snug in the slot. To attach the sleds to the base, I first place in some coins in the slots. This will raise the slides slightly out of the slots. You could use washers instead to do this. Then I apply a small strip of double-sided tape to the slides. This will just help keep them attached to the base while the glue dries. Then applying a little amount of glue so that I get no spill out. I place the base piece against the fence so that it is straight with that. I drop the base down onto the slides and apply weight to it while the glue dries. While that glues up, I'll go back to the fences and unclamp them. With them both dry now, I can cut them to length. cut them to be 670mm long, same length of my base. My base is sized for my table saw, so adjust this if you're following along for yours. I then cut both sides so that they are both square. Having let the base dry a little, I can now fix the slides to the base. Lightly pulling the sled out to one side of the table, I countersink a small screw into each slide. I repeat this on the other side of the saw, so that I have a screw in each end of each slide. After that, I take the slide out and flip it over. Countersink more screws into the slides to completely fix them to the base. Using a saw, I cut off the excess of the slides. After screwing the slides, the wood has slightly expanded a little, which is causing them to grab in the slots again. To fix this, I will again sand them until they slide smoothly. Later, I'll apply some beeswax to the bottom to make the sled slide very smoothly. Taking the fence piece I glued up without the level, I will attach it to the back side of the sled. I do this by clamping it to be flush with the edge and then countersinking 4 screws from the base and into the fence. For the opposite side, the side that pieces will go against when cutting, this I do differently, mainly because I want it to be as accurate as I can make it. I clamp it just like before, but when screwing it I only do 2, one on each side. The screw on the right will be my pivot point, so any adjustments I have to make will be done there. Both fences attached, I will cut through the sled to allow the saw blade through. Now I can test the accuracy of the sled by using the 5 cut method. Essentially what I'm doing is compounding the inaccuracy of the blade to see how bad it is. Taking a scrap piece of wood, I just slightly cut the edge of the piece, then rotate it so that the edge I just cut is against the fence. I do this 4 times. Then on the 5th cut, I actually take a wider cut so that I have an offcut. On the offcut piece, I mark A on the end away from me and B on the end close to me. Then I measure the width of both ends A and B, and then measure the length of the offcut and make sure to mark down all these measurements. I take these measurements and plug them into a 5-cut method calculator to see how accurate I was. Luckily for me, when I did this, mine was under 0.1 of a millimeter out, which I can live with. And that's the build. A super simple and easy crosscut sled. Eventually I'll probably add some accessories to this to give it more functionality, like a stop block, but otherwise it works great. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what accessories you think are a must have for a crosscut sled. Once again, if you want to build plans for this project, I'll be linked below. Thanks for watching.